Hey you guys, before I got into the video, I just wanted to talk briefly about my new ebook, Zodiac Signs, Sex Language. Whether you're looking to improve your sex life and your dating life, or if you're just looking to expand your knowledge about astrology, this is definitely the right book for you. This book is meant to help you improve your sex life, your dating life, and your love life, your relationships, and to spice it up in the bedroom if need be, or to just once again help you learn more about astrology. So if you're interested in any of these things, if you're interested in learning about the different love languages and the different sex languages of the zodiac signs, definitely look into getting this book, Zodiac Signs, Sex Language, written by me, edited by me, and designed by me, Lamarr Townsend. So you can purchase this ebook on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or you can purchase it on Amazon, on the Amazon Kindle ebook store, all right? Or just amazon.com. All right, into the video we go. Thank you for listening and watching. The rising sign in astrology rules our self-image, but there's more. So the rising sign is the first house, which is also the ascendant sign, okay? They all literally mean the exact same thing. And the rising sign, aka the first house, aka the ascendant sign, is ruled by Aries and Mars. Mars, the planet, rules the zodiac sign Aries, and Mars rules our self-image. It rules our self-assertiveness, how we assert ourselves. It also rules how we express our raw energy, and it rules how we express our sexuality. So, with the rising sign, aka the first house, being ruled by Aries, this is an important placement because this is the first impression that we make on people, okay? This is the self-image typically that the public tends to have of us, okay? Yes, we have to remember our sun sign, which also deals with the public and how we come off in the public. But the rising sign, aka the first house, is kind of our instinctual mask that we put on. So this is the mask. The rising sign is the mask that we kind of put on when we are put in public situations where we feel uncomfortable or where we feel unsure, where we're just not totally familiar, all right? So this is kind of the mask that we immediately go to when we feel like we have to put on a show, or when we feel we just have to be on our best behavior, when we want to make a good first impression, okay? So yes, it rules our self-image, but there's so much more to the rising sign. The rising sign is also, our general outlook on life, okay? So whereas our sun sign can be, Capricorn, and Capricorn's general outlook on life is to, achieve success, go after, their own ambitious goals. If they have a rising sign in Cancer, well, then they'll generally have a more emotional, sentimental outlook on life, a more an outlook on life that values family, that values the home and comfortability, so the rising sign is so important. My rising sign is actually in Virgo, and my sun sign is in Capricorn. So a Virgo rising, for example, is someone, Virgo being ruled by Mercury ruling, communication, intellect, the mind. This is someone who comes off as very, very intellectual. Excuse me, someone who's a good communicator, but they're very practical in their communication. Whereas a rising sign in Gemini also being ruled by Mercury. However, Gemini being an air sign, Virgo being an earth sign, Gemini is much more of a overall communicator. This is the type of person who can talk about subjects of any and all kinds. This is someone who is easily able to make friends. This is someone who, is very intelligent, very smart. But the rising sign also works in tangent with the other placements in the chart. So it really, really depends on the other placements, For example, someone can have a rising sign in Aries. This says that, self-image to them is very important. They assert themselves, very strongly, especially when it comes to first impressions. They're very sure of themselves, even if they're not. However, their moon could be in Libra, like my moon. And this, denotes someone who is intellectual who's a communicator, but they tend to like to observe and they tend to like to observe and take in knowledge rather than actually communicate sometimes. So Libra and Aries being polar opposite zodiac signs, a rising sign in Aries is great, but with the moon in Libra, that rising sign in Aries who always kind of wants to be out and wants to be seen and wants to be seen as the best and amazing, and that moon in Libra who kind of just wants to be cool, balanced, not do too much, kind of can create a dichotomy there, you know what I'm saying? So whereas like the moon is our emotional instincts, our emotional security, our sense of emotional security. So a Libra moon feels emotionally secure by being balanced, by being, in peaceful, harmonious situations. And Aries rising is someone who feels secure by charging ahead, by asserting themselves, right? So it really depends on the placement that you have. Scorpio Rising. Well, this is a great placement because Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. So this is someone who has that Mars aspect of being self-assertive, being, a very kind of comfortable in their sexuality or with their sexuality, with expressing that part of themselves to an extent. They're also very deep, okay, because Pluto rules, depth and meaning on a very deep level. It also rules the subconscious, so they're very connected to, their subconscious and the subconscious of other people. So this is someone who is easily able to tap into the subconscious of other people. Scorpio Rising. This is someone who can come across as a bit intense, all right? Which is interesting because what if they have a Cancer moon, super sensitive, with a Libra sun? Not sensitive, but not the most outwardly assertive. But with a Scorpio rising, a Libra sun, Cancer moon becomes a little bit tougher. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to first impressions and meeting new people. They put on an act of toughness. They kind of sit back and observe and watch to, check out other people's subconscious, to check out other people's masks, right? Because Scorpio rising is super duper in tune with the fact that people have masks, and especially when they're put in new situations and unfamiliar surroundings, which relates to the rising sign. The rising sign, once again, is our general instincts, when it comes to how we relate to our surroundings, our general outlook on life. So a Scorpio rising is someone who understands that their outlook on life tends to be not everyone is trustworthy. Everyone has to earn your trust, right? Especially when it comes to first meetings and first impressions, right? So Scorpio rising is someone who's super duper in tune with that, and they like to get, once again, to the deeper aspect. Okay, this is your mask, but what's deeper? What's going on with that moon sign there? What's going on with that second house or that third house, of communication, or that fourth house of family, like what kind of secrets do you have going on in your 11th house? What kind of, hidden strengths and weaknesses do you have going on? That's Scorpio rising, always looking at the deeper meaning, right? Let's see, what else have we not talked about? Aquarius rising is someone who is very detached. They can be very detached, aloof, hard to read, hard to understand a lot of times when it comes to dealing with the public. But at the same time, an Aquarius rising has an essence about them that they are a natural leader, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is, the humanitarian. Uranus rules technology. Uranus rules changes, progression, forward movement, innovation. So Aquarius rising tend to be very intellectual, very smart, risk takers. But at the same time, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. So this is also someone who's very serious, very astute, and they're friendly, but they don't let you get too close. It takes a while for them to open up to you in that way. which is interesting because, you know, that can change with their sun and moon and rising, or their sun and moon in other placements, right? So, excuse me, Taurus rising is someone who, Taurus being an earth sign, being ruled by Venus, this is someone who is very lovable. This is someone who is very practical in how they show their love. This is someone who comes across as very dedicated, very smart, at times a bit stubborn, all right? And, you know, just the way that they maybe sometimes think, the way that they sometimes deal with people in the public, all right? And how they react and act to change, okay? So, yeah, it's Taurus rising. You know, Leo rising is someone who is super duper self-confident, loves to be amongst a crowd of people. You know, they love to... this is someone who can love attention, okay? Whether it be attention from a crowd or just attention from their friends, attention from their partner. Leo rising is also someone who is very good with children, because the sun rules children. The sun rules the 5th house as well. Leo rules the 5th house, okay? Someone who's super duper creative as well, Leo rising. And they come across as someone who has their own style, has their own flair, has their own way of doing things, okay? Speaks their mind, all right? No matter what, and they're not afraid to speak their mind. They're also not afraid to be wrong, you know, Leo rising. So, Capricorn rising is very serious, being ruled by Saturn. Saturn ruling, you know, karma, the past, work ethic, our career, our profession, our status in society, and our sense of responsibility. So Saturn is a very, very serious planet, very, very tough planet. Capricorn rising tend to be tough people. Capricorn rising, you know, tend to have a silent kind of toughness. It's not an in-your-face kind of toughness like maybe an Aries rising would, you know, where like an Aries rising is going to let you know that how they feel about you, you know, where Capricorn is going to show you how they feel about you. And typically it's by bossing up and being amazing, okay? So this is someone who takes their work, their career very seriously, okay? And they can sometimes put that first, you know, because that matters to them. That's their self-image. You know, that is what matters a lot to them, okay? And this is what tends to come across to the public, is that they care about their career. They care about... not only their status, but what they're known for. All right. Sagittarius rising is so funny, hilarious. Okay, this is someone who is out of the box. Okay, can be very random. This is someone who's very intelligent, very smart. This is someone who comes across sometimes as a know-it-all, maybe. This is someone who comes across as very funny, you know, someone who's approachable, someone who's very optimistic, okay, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules optimism. It also rules higher learning, higher education, okay? This is also our personal philosophies and our, you know, moral systems, our moral codes, okay? Jupiter also rules the taboo. So Sagittarius rising is someone who is not afraid at times to go where other people are afraid to go, whether that be literally or not so literally. All right. You know, this is the rising sign, the first house, you know, the self-image, the mask that we wear, the mask that we sometimes wear and we don't even realize that we're wearing it, you know, the things that we are known for, okay? The first impressions that we make when we don't even realize that we're making them. So it's really, really important to know what your rising sign is. Because sometimes, I don't know about you, but do you ever, like, get compliments about yourself, or do you ever get, just, like, opinions about you, or, feedback about yourself that makes you go, wow, I didn't realize I ever did that, or wow, I'd never realized I came across as that. And that's typically because you probably relate how you come across to your sun sign, or to just your just your sun sign. But you're not just your sun sign. You are so much more than that. And it's really good to be aware of your rising sign, so that when you have moments where it's like, I didn't know I come across like that, you can help kind of understand a little bit more why you come across as that way, or why to some people you come across as a certain way, and it might have to do with your rising sign. There's certain qualities and characteristics that are associated with your rising zodiac sign. So if you would like to know what your rising sign is, aka your first house, aka your ascendant sign, contact me on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I would love to read for you. I do individual birth chart readings, natal chart readings, and I also do compatibility natal chart readings, love synastry, compatibility natal chart readings, and more. I also do tarot readings and messages from your spirit guides. So I would love to read for you. Okay? So check all of those out on my website. Check out the description box. The link should be below there as well. With that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I appreciate you. Namaste, love, and light. And find out what your rising sign is, okay? Very important. Hey guys, thank you for listening and watching. Please hit the like button, share with your friends and your family. And also, please subscribe, of course. And if you're interested in my ebook, check out my ebook. Purchase it on my website or on Amazon. I would also love it if you would follow me on my social media, Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, thank you guys for listening and watching. And I'll catch you in the next video, alright?